I'm out a little late this morning. I like to be able to walk during golden hour, the first hour after sunrise. Kind of the first hour around sunrise. It's right before you get all those beautiful twilight colors. And an hour around sunrise and an hour around sunset. Those are, I think, in my opinion, the best times of the day to walk. The sun, my eyes are really sensitive to light. Even when I sleep, if there's any light in the room, I could see the red. My eyeballs are. I was watching my video yesterday and looking at all the places I could have edited out, or if I'm talking about color, I should have been edited in a little bit where you see what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to get better at. Oh, this is beautiful. This is one of my favorite views right here. This hill, you just see the mountains and the light, and especially when the sun first comes up. Maybe I'll get one of these mornings. You get those beautiful rays of light coming through the clouds. Salt Lake City really is beautiful. There's crazy religious fanatics, but overall, it's you get energy. The spring, the green update is really good. So I'm gonna feel self-conscious about this selfie stick in the neighborhood, but I gotta practice talking to myself and be more expressive, watching myself. I take a lot in. I take a lot in, and I know I've learned so much. You watch 1,000. I said 100 yesterday. You watch 1,000 art videos, and if you're paying attention, you pick the bits that are working. There's a way to make yourself look more professional. You're trying to sell art. So what am I selling art? I'm not good at selling art. I am a teacher, really. I want to help people learn how to make art. It's like the Wizard of Oz. I want to see what's under the curtain, and that's really what I want to talk about. It's really what I want to talk about and share is what I'm noticing about all of these artists who make videos, the things that aren't really talked about a lot. It's like how an artist opens. I love this tree. Spring. It's been barren all winter. It's just starting to bloom. What's under the surface? It reminds me of that movie Pi, where he's talking about the mathematical equations that make up every branch. Somebody's got a rooster in their yard. That is so cool. Under the surface, the way things are made, the life. Everyone puts all this detail into their work. They put all this detail into their yard, their life. It's like a manifestation of their consciousness. Like what someone does with their yard is, are they paying attention? Like the world, you and the world are one. I think about that while I'm walking. These blossoms. These blossoms are only here for a few days, when the wind comes and blows them away. It's so gorgeous. It's full of life, nectar. Such a wonderful time. This is my favorite time of year, I think, spring. I don't know. Every season I'm in, I marvel at the little intricate little details. And so I do this walk partly for my mental health. Like if I don't walk every day, artists are really kind of sedentary creatures. Like you're sitting focused on a rectangle for hours. Oh, look at Kitty. Hi, Kitty. I have to say hi to the kitties, even the scared ones. Yeah, if I don't get out, I get really sad. Like I've been struggling with depression. Been listening to a lot of audiobooks that help give me some tools to manage. Like everyone has coping tools, and I come from a family with a lot of mental health and drug addiction issues. I think because I think it's really prevalent in America because so many of us are mixed. Like I've got like 16 different races, and they're all like struggling inside of me to in my DNA to like figure out what's going on and how to interface with the world. And it like makes you really sensitive, I think. And I think of drug addiction as a coping tool, and it's really sad to watch some beautifully creative, kind-hearted people just deteriorate and destroy their frontal cortex with drugs and become less and less capable of dealing with reality. So I'm really interested in like if I'm sharing my art process, my mental health process too, because you got to get out and walk and see beauty and appreciate life and pay attention to the kind of energy that you're generating in yourself and the people around you. Like it's going to affect like how much mental real estate you have, like how much you think of mental real estate. Like there's only so much you can fit in your brain, and if you're not getting rid of the garbage, like you spend a lot of time on things that are like limiting your potential and slowing you down. This is so pretty. I love the blue behind those dark branches. Oh my gosh. The blossoms were really dominant last week. I have lose my train of thought in my memory. Yeah, if your brain is full of junk, there's no room for the light and the energy and the attention. And I'm definitely not like a Pollyanna. Like I take my light into the darkness and damage myself horrifyingly. Like it's hard to be so sensitive and so curious at the same time, because I'm always looking for what I can learn. And the most horrible things are the most compelling to me. I've been learning a lot of hostage negotiation, and I really loved when Chris Voss from the Black Swan group, he was an FBI negotiator. He said he gravitates towards tense situations that need mediation like a moth to the flame. And I've done that my whole life, and I end up badly bruised and traumatized from it because I'm too sensitive. Like I'll talk with someone genuinely, deeply, intensely curious about someone who's been through some horrific trauma, and then I'll cry. Like, I cry for them more than they can cry for themselves sometimes. I'll cry for days, for years, sometimes over something somebody's told me. And I used to feel really burdened by that. I was trying to figure out, what am I doing to get myself into these situations where I'm talking to people. Like, you get overwhelmed, your bandwidth maxes out and you can't process anymore, and you start feeling like your own worst enemy. And the hostage negotiation I started last year, I got a bunch, this is really pretty red, I got a bunch of look at this guy. I got a bunch of something. What was I saying? Hostage negotiation. I got a bunch of advertisements on YouTube for Chris Voss's master class. I still want to take that, but I couldn't afford that at the time. Instead I bought his audiobook, and it struck me when they said his audiobook and also Derek Gaunt's book. See, Chris Voss's book is Never Split the Difference, and Derek Gaunt's book is Ego, Authority, Failure. And I go back and forth between those two this year. They both kind of talk about how hostage negotiation leadership is like a language you learn. And I've tried implementing. I've had a lot of clumsy, difficult conversations. But I'm also getting more brave. It's a language you learn. So I've been listening to them every day pretty much this year, and they're giving me so much confidence. Like, what I used to feel like a doormat, back to why I started talking about it. I used to feel like a doormat because I trigger everyone, like vomiting information on me, like dumping their bucket is what the negotiators call it, because I listen and I pay attention and I care, and that's very cathartic. So people dump their shit on me and then they feel guilty about it, and neither of us realize that I'm built for that. It's like something they have a really hard time. That creative empathy is something they really have a hard time teaching. So I've done that my whole life naturally, and to be validated and substantiated and given some resilience, that's my superpower. This year I've really come into valuing my ability to listen. I listen. I really listen, and it's exhausting. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and to listen well and to help someone feel listened to. I'm getting even better at that, and to protect myself a little bit too. So having a daily walk is part of my self-care. It gives me some circulation, the fresh air, the beauty, like pausing for a moment to admire the fresh spring leaves and the sunshine. Really gives me some resilience in order to take on a little bit more and pull myself out of a very sad place I was in. Doggies. Hi, doggy. Barking doggies. Hello, good morning. Good morning. So I'm walking and learning about myself, trying to get better.